Hello. Hey, Sandy. It's been a while since I have been live, and my cat kind of ruined my whole thing here, so I've got to see what I can do here. She decided to go on a shelf and jumped, and, well, now it's a little rough. Exposure, I think, is a little rough here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my new lens. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Thyron. How are you guys? I don't know why I decided to do this. Mostly because I'm crazy, I guess. There we go. That's better. We can see a little better anyway. Woo! So, anyway, long story short, my cat decided to jump up. Now my thing's not going to hold. Jump up onto my desk. She kind of just ruined everything, so that was fun. And yeah, so it's going good. It's going good so far. Hey, Tammy. And let's see. I think my exposure needs to go down a bit. I wonder if I should be a light screen. Perfect. That probably a little better. No, I don't like that. So now all of my settings are different and nothing is kind of the same. And now I'm trying to make it so that you guys can see. Gotta change the lighting here. Exposure up one. There. That's not too bad. My hands are very dark, but at least you'll be able to see the screen. How is everybody? I'm uber nervous. Can we see that okay? Yeah, we can see that okay. Hello, Priyanka. How are you? Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Tammy. Hi, 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 hi. Wow, I'm so excited. And so I'm nervous. Yeah. So, let's see. Do I remember how to do stuff? Probably not, but that's okay. I'm supposed to do this. There we go. What am I doing? Am I doing that right? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Go away. Can you just go away like that? Excellent. Okay, I got the right mode. We can see the screen okay. That's the important thing. Everything else is really dark, but I don't have the ability to change it right now. I love stream days. They always go wrong. So, okay. We are we're gonna draw a mermaid today. Now, if you are on my Patreon or my Coffee membership, there is a tutorial there as well. So you're welcome to grab that one and kind of go along as well. Otherwise, we're just going to jump in. If you have any questions as we go, let me know. I've got the chat up so I can kind of see. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. If this goes well, I might do tutorials kind of more often on live. This was a lot of work to kind of set it up, which I'm surprised, but I don't know. It just seems weird. Oh, are you seeing? Let's see. Probably because that's the way my camera is set up right now, because I just threw it up there thinking that it was fine. If I flip vertically, does that? Nope, that doesn't help. Oh, that's why. I don't know if I can change that. Oh no. Alright, let me see. I will be right back, guys. Okay. I think the only issue now is kind of positioning. Like I said, my cat decided to kind of check things out. And yeah, is that better? Are we still upside down? And in reverse? If I flip vertically, what does that do? There. That's better, right? I think that's perfect. Maybe. Let's hope. Perfection? Perfect. I mean, let's not get excited about perfection, but it'll do. Okay. Okay. So, I'm gonna go as fast as I can because I don't want this to be like forever and a day on you guys. But at the same time, I realized that what I picked is probably not the easiest of things to draw, but I thought it was the easiest of all the options that I had done for tutorials. So, we probably won't get to coloring, but I'm going to do my best because I do know that there might be questions with coloring as well. So if you have questions, like I said, just let me know. But first, I always work on a canvas that is 4,000 by 4,000. I'll bring it up here. Dimensions, 4,000 by 4,000. I use 600 DPI because I do a lot of like products and things like that. 300 is fine, and you also don't need to do 4,000 by 4,000. That is kind of huge. But if you want to do like, if you want to use your design on t-shirts or anything like that, then you'll want a bigger thing. I will say it limits your layers quite a bit. I always make sure my color profile is the, am I in the right one? I think it's sRGB. I can't remember exactly. Is this right? I think that's right. I can't remember. I'm not sure what that means, but I remember somebody setting it that way, so that's what I did. And that's it. Layers, so I only hit 29. So like I said, anything you want. For the brush I'm using, always Studio Pen. I think that's our go-to. Vicky, I know you and I, it's like Studio Pen and that's it. So that's what I'm using. For sketching, I'm just using the 6B pencil. Now I did change this and I actually made it so that the size is bigger than what it, how did I do that? Properties. I made it so the maximum size, I put it up to 40. But other than that, it's all the same. Studio Pen, I didn't modify that one at all. I like it the way it is. I have modified it in the past and used it, but not right now. And then, yeah, so we'll use our sketching, our 6B for that. And it's going to be size 33. Now, you probably don't need to do it that big if you don't want to do it that big, especially if you're using a smaller canvas. But I need to show you guys, so I may even go a little bit bigger, to be honest. I might go 50. Yeah, you can see that a little bit better. Boop, boop, boop. But yeah, for the inking, I'll be using my biggest size, which is 25. Okay. Let's get back here. Sketching. Okay. So I do use a lot of layers, but I do end up merging a lot as I go as well. And I will say too, sometimes it's easier to use different colors. Well, yeah, my go-to is usually like just all the same, but it can be easier. In this case too, if you're using Procreate, I'm going to cheat a little bit, and we're going to use a drawing guide. We're going to use symmetry. We're going to change our options and just make sure that it's vertical. We don't need rotational symmetry or anything like that, but we do want assisted drawing on. So if that doesn't pop up, make sure it is, and then done. That's one thing I'll say. It doesn't always, like if I add a new layer, it may not show. So we want to make sure that that is on at all times so that we're drawing and it's a thing. I am going to do a new layer though, put it underneath because I want to do the face first. and you don't really need that for the symmetry. It's actually kind of a pain in the butt to do it otherwise. So I'm just going to do a circle underneath without the drawing assist on. Hold it to get the circle that you want. It's harder. I've drawn this mermaid now 3 times. And I gotta say, it's not the easiest thing to make sure that it looks the same every time. This one probably won't. I'm going to do my best, but honestly, I kind of want to draw something a little bit different, so I'm going to do the basics the same, but I probably won't color it the same. So, circle. And then we're just going to do our cross lines as always. We're going to do them lighter. Well, I'll do them. Can you see that? Yeah. I don't do my cross lines very dark because I tend to not really use them half the time anyway. So there we go. We're going to do that. So when I do a face in Procreate, I usually use the warp tool and I will warp it that way. So I'm going to keep it on this middle line and I'm just going to go like that and just warp it up a little bit, and that's kind of all I do for my faces. Sometimes I will use freeform and make it a little bit longer, which I will in this case. Face done. Now we're going to go to our assisted. I'm also going to lower the opacity of this one down to 50. If I was doing it myself, I probably would go lower, but I want you guys to still see it. Okay, so now we're going to be assisted, and I'm just going to work on the skeleton, essentially, of our mermaid. So I'm just going to bring down a line, and then I'm going to make a curve at the bottom because I'm just going to do her tail. Even though it's assisted, it's going to like double up, but that's fine because it's just a rough sketch. So we've got something like that. I'm going to put her, essentially her shoulders. So we're going to draw like a line here. So as big as you really want them to be, I guess. Mine are going to be about there. And just 2 circles. I will say most of the time I don't even put this line in because it's really, I just don't, I eyeball it at this point in the stage. And then that's kind of step 1 done. I'm going to go to a new layer and I'm going to get, you can tell what I did recently. I just back and forth on my tutorial. I'm just going to pick a different color so you guys can see what's being changed, but you don't have to pick a different color. I just find that it's a little bit nicer. I'm also going to lower the opacity of this one as well down to 50. Okay. At this point, I have my little kind of face at the bottom, and just looking, we're going to do like the arms. So right now we've got the little shoulders. Right next to those, in fact, you're going to have it kind of touching it, is just a smaller circle. And that's going to be essentially the hand. And what did I tell you about drawing assist? Make sure it's on, because it wasn't. If you don't, it's not a big deal. You can always just copy and paste, but I just find it easier, and I can see it too better. So just again, just 2 circles. You can grab it and move it if it's a little bit off. I don't want it like overlapping, but I want it up a little bit. There we go. And then diagonally from here, we're going to draw 2 more circles. So we've essentially done like the skeleton of the whole thing. You can also, I mean, it just depends on how you're visually looking, but you can also use your hand or your like lines to connect everything. I tend to not because I don't really see things that way anymore, I guess, so I kind of generally skip this part. I do a lot of things with circles. Circles are kind of my go-to. I think you could draw probably anything with a circle. Yeah. You know what? It's actually doing tutorials makes it easier to see things in shapes. But I've always looked at things as though they are in a shape. So yeah, maybe I'm weird. I don't know. It could very well be. Actually, you know what? I'll use black whenever we're gonna. So this is where we're actually gonna define everything and give it shape. So we're just gonna follow everything. So for the shoulders, I'm gonna use a nice line, and it's gonna come straight down. Ooh, straight down with a bit of a curve. I always give, so you can see in my preview, this is essentially what we're working on. I always give like a little, I don't know, nub to my nub. That's what you call it, right? I give a little nub to my, I can't apparently look at that and do this. My elbows. You're just gonna do like a little whoop, your little nub. It's hard for me to, I can't actually do that. I was looking at the, wait, I was looking at my preview while trying to draw it, and I realized that I can't actually do that. So I'm sorry, I gotta do it all in one kind of floop here. So shoulder, nub. Here's like a little loop. And now this part of the shoulder like is going behind, so we're not going to see it, so it doesn't really matter. I feel like I've got her smaller. And oh, not a clipping mask. Clear it. Not a clipping mask. I forgot to do it. It's just, this is the only thing that I really don't like about having a canvas setting, and this is why I don't use them all the time. It's because I cannot ever get it to always be assisted, and then I forget to do stuff. Sorry, I'm just gonna look at a couple of questions here. Anything? No. Oh, good. Well, see, I'm common. That makes sense. Let me see if I can draw this in a way. It's weird drawing things in a tutorial-like fashion for myself. I'm gonna do the hand first, to be honest, because that's what I normally do, because I hate them. That's my, like, that's my most hated thing, is the fingers and the hands. So I'm gonna do them quick. And by quick, I mean not really quick, because they take forever. At this point, too, sometimes I won't even use my sketch. I kind of know what I want and how I want it to look, so I'll use it right away. See, and this is kind of big. I forget all this. I know, it's one of those things where it just goes, like, I don't know. It should just be there. It should just be there. I'm not following my own advice here either. You know what it is? I think I didn't make these bottom ones as big as I normally would. This is the whole thing, too, about sketching it. It's all about, like, you're going to change things as you go, and I also kind of want it a little bit more that way. There we go. And that's okay. It doesn't need to look good at this stage at all. It's too far down. And then my shoulder. And my little nubbin. It's a little bit of a nubbin. I find I usually sketch at a much smaller pencil, just because, I mean, for one, I don't want any of this part, like, that's so thick. So I normally sketch a lot smaller. To go with those sketch. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't do a lot of sketching anymore in, like, Procreate. If I sketch, it's in my book, and then I bring it over to Procreate. But there's a lot of times where I just don't sketch at all. I'll do like a couple of lines and like a couple of circles, and that's it. Like I wouldn't do any more than this. I would now then just go in with my pen and that's it. That's kind of it. And I adjust along the way. Like I already don't like the placement of this head. I want it up a little bit higher, so we're gonna raise that a little bit for myself. But that's the gist of it. This should also be like, I want this a little bit thicker. Am I on the right? Yeah, I am. Okay. Kind of more like that. This is not so like too chunky. There we go. Everything just looks so thick to me right now that it's kind of bugging me. But essentially at this point now, we're done. Like there's no more here. I'm actually going to make my head wider. I must have like this because I want it to kind of go like that. I forget that like there's a good chunk of good chunk of it is just the head. That's kind of the point. I wanted the head to stand out. I might even go a little bit bigger. There we go. Nice. So her head is nestled lovely in the little hand there. I'm probably going to do a lot more chiseling, I guess, of the hands once I get to that stage. But from this point, I'm not sketching anymore in the hands. They're done. They're good. And then we're going to go on to like the outfit and stuff like that. So for me, I'm going to lower this again just so that I can see and hopefully you can see better. I'm going to use let's use pink. I'm going to do the shirt, and then what I'm going to do is just kind of clean it up a bit just for myself even. So the shirt, I made it very simple because I wanted everything to be on her. I wanted her face to be the main kind of thing. So the shirt, I just kind of did just a little oval, not an oval, an arc. And then here I did, yeah, see, I can already tell that it's different because you can see more of the shirt there than you can here. So I might even pull everything else out. I go like this. I wish I could. It won't let me, I don't think. Which one am I on? Oh, will it do this? I don't know. I'm like, if I pull out both sizes, oh yeah, it will. Okay. But I didn't get the bottom. I'm learning new things. So if you select them all and then use the selection tool, it'll move everything over. I want to see a little bit more of that shirt. And then I want to get it all back in the middle again. Oops. I paid no heed to my little loop down here though. That's just the tail. That's not all that important. The tail's not important on a mermaid. It's fine. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Do a little clear there. Okay, that looks better. So a little arch. And then a little arch again. And that was all I really did for the middle. I didn't do much. Just two little, like, maybe make them a little bit more even. It would be if I had drawing assist on. Oh my god. It's going to be the bane of this whole tutorial. Okay, there we go. And there we go. There we go. That's better. And then just for like a little extra design, you can see here, I just put some little, like, I don't even know if I wouldn't even do that in the sketch other than maybe to remember it, but it's nothing that I would really focus on. And I'm just going to do another top. That's kind of hard to see. Maybe we'll switch back to black. I don't know. I'm going to lower my pencil down. And I feel like it's almost too thick now. It's like... And then just some circles. Because I turn those into like little beads. You could do really anything there though. There, I think that's a little bit easier to see. And then for the arms, I just did like, I don't know, floofy sleeves? Is that what you call it? That's what I call it. So I just kind of follow the arch of this. So like this is coming up. So that's kind of where I will start. And I literally didn't do anything fancy here. I just did a little like floopy-de-doop. I don't know what you would call it. I make more, like you can see the shading is more, well, you can't, I don't know if you can really see it, but I use this shading to define this shirt in general more. And then for the frills, I literally just bring a line out and then do whatever you want, really. As long as you're going and making floops and loops, it doesn't really matter. There's certain parts where it'll come up, like that's going to be part where it comes up, things like that. Here, again, I do my shading to show that this is kind of under and then this is over, or you can just draw the line right there. And then I just did a couple little layers. And then I do one that kind of stops outside of the arm, so like it doesn't, you can tell this part goes underneath. And again, with the shirt, it's definitely more the coloring that's going to give it kind of the body and the funness of it. I did keep hers kind of light, because again, I didn't want that to be the focal point. So I just kind of kept everything except for the hair, which I went like wha-bam with. Okay, I'm going to clean up a little bit, and I'm actually going to use my inking tool. I'm going to use the Studio only because I think then you can see it clearer. And then I'm going to kind of get rid of some ugliness. So this isn't something that you need to do. I'm just doing it more for you, to be honest. Okay. Now give me the drawing assist. We're just going to clean up and just kind of keep just the stuff that we need. And then it'll be easier to see. No, I think I wanted it this way. Even myself, I'm finding it hard to like see all my lines here. I think there's a certain point where the thicker the line, the harder it is. Like, it's like, it doesn't do you any good. It doesn't do you any justice, you know? I can't remember how I did this finger. I think I just kind of... Oops. And then, of course... There we go. Yuck. There, that's already clearer and better. Oh, I went too far. I might not. Do I want to? Sometimes I outline things and sometimes I don't. And I kind of am feeling not on this, but I'll do it anyway. So there's certain things that you're like, I don't know if I want to outline that. You don't have to. You really don't. Do need to get that a little bit nicer though. Here. That's what I would. There we go. And then if I get rid of this stuff, I'll maybe leave that so you can still see the skeleton. So, like now, like I said, now I would normally, I don't even fill in the rest. This is kind of where I would leave it with the skeleton there, and then I just build up the rest as I go. Okay, so the other thing I did here is I went in and I did the hair on this canvas with the, look at me, drawing assist on. The hair looks like it's very big, and that's what I love about mermaids. I feel like you can just like make the hair huge. It's like, think Farrah Fawcett, you know, and just go big and glam. So I actually used it to do the bottom part of her hair, so you can see like it kind of, well, it mirrors itself, but I wanted it to look somewhat. I don't sketch the hair. You know what? I never sketch hair because I just go ham on it. The most I do will be, and in this case I didn't even do that, because the most I'll do is like, say I wanted to give this mermaid a certain hairdo, I'll kind of like pick her where I want it to be. So like, where's the part gonna go? I'm gonna put the part just slightly to the side. I'll pick a point like that. Oh, I'm on. Now I need to be off the assistant. I'll pick a point like this, and then I'll just pick where I want it to go. So in this case, I'd actually probably lower it even because I want the part to kind of be here. And then I would just draw like where I want it to go, kind of thing. And like that or whatever. Like that would be the most I do, is to kind of decide where I want it to be. And then I would decide like, do I want it higher? Do I want it lower? Like, oh, I kind of like that. And then I would just trace around it. And I just go with the flow. And this just tells me that like, yeah, I want like a part there, or I want here. That's what I do. Usually. And then with like long hair, I'll like do whatever. That's not really, that was more of a, but that'll be what I do. And that's kind of how my hair evolves. But that's not what we're doing here. We'll actually try to make it work. So we're going to put on our draw assist. I'll get my sketching back on here. And does the black stand out enough? Yeah, I think that's probably for the best. I don't know about bold. I think I have like, 4 hair go-tos. So this one I'm just really good at drawing that, and that's it. Yeah. So we're going to go in. You can see here, like, even the lines, and I'm probably going to draw that. One thing I do notice about myself is that I color hair completely different every single time. And it's like I forget how to draw, like how I draw hair or how I color hair. So that's weird. I can't start doing line art until this. Yeah. And yeah, for me, a lot of times the details are found in the line art. But I mean, everybody's different. That's why art is so fun, and why drawing is so fun, because everybody does everything differently. So anyway, we've got this on. The only thing that I kept the same was I wanted to make sure that I had this like connector. So I kept that the same, and then the bottom was the same just because it's easier. And then the top we change up. So, okay. I'm going to pick a spot, I guess, is where I'm going to go. So I'm going to actually use my crossbar, and just above this line is going to be where I start my process. And I'm just going to go like that. Maybe not so long. Because I need something to then reconnect up here whenever we draw the top part. And from there, I just kind of build out. So I'm going to, bring one down this way. And then I want that to be a strand, so I'm going to do 2. And then I might color in more strands, depending on how I feel. I don't really know. Like I said, I'm going to we'll do this one kind of the same, but I might change mine a little bit because I just kind of am bored with drawing the same thing over and over again. And then if the hair goes off, that's fine. It's exactly kind of what we're going for. I literally, I just thought Farrah Fawcett when I did her hair. I just thought like her just sitting there. I imagine like her tail is up and maybe swishing or something, and that's what I went with. I feel like she's just a little cheeky. So that's what we're going to do. And it looks funny. I know that. It looks very funny. But it will look good in the end. That's the main thing, right? So, let's see. What do I want to do? Do I want to follow that? Not really, but I will. And then certain parts I will, like if I know that I want that really shaded, I'll do it. And then also, I don't know, I don't fuss too much about hair details. So like in this case, you can see here, I kind of messed up on something because I wanted her hair to have this like swirly thing. But then I also had an ear in here. And then afterwards I realized that I didn't like the ear. So I just put another like weird little swirl. So in this case, this next swirl I will have right up against. And I just draw it out. And because it's doing that, I know that that should do that. Here I kind of want to do like a something else. But you just take it in chunks and kind of go from there, I guess. And see what you like. I like that. She looks like a clown right now. The best part is about this, since our hair goes off the edge, I mean, at this point, you can just do whatever you want. Do lines wherever you want, make them wavy, and that's it. You're pretty much done. I might do a couple more down here or something, but you essentially now want to follow the same pattern. Like, if you're going like this, you don't then want to go like this. Ooh, held on too long. You know, like that looks weird. You want to follow the same pattern. So, and maybe in this case, we're not going to put in a huge amount of waves, but you just make a wave. And then you follow that wave. And you can go closer or further away. So, like in this part, you could start close, go further away. It does kind of make it look a little bit nicer that way, obviously. But you can do whatever you want to do. There's nobody here telling you what to do. I'm going to have one kind of break off, I think. I'm going to go like this. There we go. And I go over everything. Like, this is why I use a lot of layers, because I will tend to draw over myself. Because I don't want... I just find it's easier to draw, like, to go like this. I can do that, but I find that, I don't know, it doesn't look as kind of alive as something that goes like this. Because my hand is allowing the flow, I guess. I don't know. In my mind, that's the way I see it anyway. And that's that. That's the hair. Which I think is pretty. I'm impressed how you make it with 29 layers. Yeah, I mean, I would be flattening like crazy at this point, so. I do a lot of like, when I color, I pick a certain thing, I color it, and then I flatten it. I used to be like a person that would then copy, paste, make a whole new image, and then do it again and again and again, and like I would end up with, 8 different images that were all at one image at different stages. And I just kind of was like, what is the point of that? It doesn't help me do anything. I'm never going back to it, to be honest. Like, it does literally get buried in my Procreate. I will create the product. Everything that I do with it is here and now. I don't do anything with it after the fact. So there's really no point in adding anything after that. You know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't really, for me, it didn't make sense to save all of it. And it's also taking up space. Like, it takes up space like crazy. But even at this stage, like here, I know I use the inking on this, but even here, like just looking at it, I'm like, I want to make this smaller. So, like, no matter what, I'm always going to find something that I don't like about it. So I just leave it, move on, change if I want, and then at the end I can fix it all. Merge anxiety. I don't worry about merge anxiety, especially in the sketching stage. Who cares? Because, like, you're just sketching it. Draw over top and move on, right? So, yeah, I think that's the thing. Like, if you remember that your sketches don't have to be perfect, it's a lot easier. Like I said, I used to be the same where I would keep everything and it just didn't make sense in the long run because, like, I was using up so much space just to keep like this. Like, I would then start a whole new image, merge all of this, but keep this one merged. So, like, I don't know. To me, it just seemed silly. But yeah, so that's it. You just pretty much do some waves, whatever you like. And then when you go to color it, it'll be the same. You're going to take it as chunks and go from there. With the M4 chip. Oh, jeez, yeah. I dream of this one not dying on me. That's pretty much all I worry about at this point. I think I'll just stick with the black, but I'll maybe lower this opacity a little bit, just so that it's easier for you guys to see. Okay, so then we're going to tackle the one side. What I will say, it's hard to do a tutorial for yourself. Or, like, redraw it again and again type thing. It's very weird. Maybe this one will come out nicer, I don't know. So we're gonna do this one, and I actually, normally, like, I would work up here and work down, but because I did, oh, I'm not my sketching. Because I did it the way I did it this time, I'm actually gonna work up. So I want this part, oh, and I want to make sure I'm not, yeah, okay. I want to do this part first, and then kind of incorporate. Now, in this case, it's kind of a pain because I do have the octopus there, but it's pretty easy to follow up. You just kind of create your thing. This is already started for you, so then you just bring it up. But I don't want it in the middle. I want it like here. Another thing I've found too is instead of like watching where you, like, instead of watching the pin, like the tip of the pencil, and drawing, oh, that's hard. Look where you want to go and just draw. So I'm looking at this while I draw that, and it just comes out smoother, I find. This rule I learned from carpentry, actually. It's the same thing. If you want to cut straight, don't watch what you're cutting, look where you're going. And so that principle applies here too. I rounded it off up the top just because then I know this is where I'm ending. And then because this is where I'm ending, it's also where I'm going to start. So I'm going to, that makes weird, but it's where I'm going to start the other one. I'm going to make myself like a quick just hairline. And then I'm going to bring out this. And here I might actually, yeah, let it do the curve for me. And that's it. Seems easy, right? Then off the top, you're just going to draw in a couple of little flecks. And then I like to, like, make it a little bit more. There's a lot of times where I'll just sketch on my iPad too, and they've never become anything. Because I also just love the look of a sketch. Yeah, I mean, you can use the tools to draw a smooth line all you want, but at the same time, and people are like, you know, how do you draw a smooth line? Well, it's just practice, but I think it is practice, like, don't get me wrong, but I think that really does help. Like, I think through practice you realize that, and I kind of just have always had that mind anyway, so it is what it is. I'm not going to do much, like, detail up here because I know that that's where I want to put my little octopus top hat thing. So I'm not going to do a lot of detail there. Okay. And then we're going to create another new layer, and we're just going to do the other side, and we're going to do it much the same way. Overuse the tools. Yeah, I like a perfect, I mean, I like the look of a perfect line as well, to an extent. It depends on what I'm doing. Certain things, when it's perfect, it's sometimes too perfect, so you have to be careful of that. But for the most part, yeah. I mean, I no longer, I've been doing it so long that I don't need as much of the tools, I guess. But I still, I mean, that warp tool is my go-to every time. I need a drink. Sorry, guys. Okay. So again, we're just gonna work from the side, and drawing assist is not on good. But we're just gonna make it this. Now, for composition, I probably could have, like, maybe brought the top of the head down. I don't know. I always find when I'm drawing mermaids or fairies, the hair really gets away from me. So this one did as well, but I love it, so I'm not going to complain about it. And you can see really these two parts are very similar because they have to join kind of in the same way. And really, the both sides are the same. They both come down and then go up. It's just one side's a little bit bigger because this one is parted slightly to the left. But we're going to do the same thing, and we're just going to do a little bit of a floop. You can change it up a little bit, like I'm going to do that instead. And yeah, we're going to bring it back around. Oops, that was a bad one. Like that. And then because we've got this, we know that this line is going to go up. And we can go like that. I think I even changed it and did like a bit of a whoosh so that it has a little bit more than just one line. And then here, I know I went like whoosh because I wanted it to be big. But that's not right. Oh, I did it the wrong spot. This is just like a line. I come up and I do it here. I actually want this to be perfect too, so I'm going to put the tool on. There we go. There's good. Yeah. And that's pretty much it. Again, I'm not going to bother too much with details here because we're putting the starfish there. But I will go in and get this going. I like sometimes doing like a flick. And when it's big hair like this and there's like a big kind of long spot, a lot of times I'll do even like halfway through the hair, I'll do something so it doesn't actually attach. And then when I draw or I color it in too, I will, like, instead of actually doing a line there, I'll maybe just do a darker shade of the color there. And there we go. She's looking good. I have some things I'd like to tweak, but otherwise she's looking fine. Excuse me, sorry. Okay. I'm gonna lower these again, just so that it's easier to see what we put on top of them. Because the other good thing about mermaids and fairies is you can just kind of throw whatever you want in their head and it's charming. So we're just gonna do the star. I didn't do anything fancy. I just drew a star. And that's that. What I can do sometimes and what I will do sometimes is like use the tools, especially the distort, and the warp, because we almost want, like, we want this to be a little bit smaller because it's further back, right? I want it more here, I think. That's good. And then, although, I mean, they look like just bubbles, but I did mean for those to be pearls, and I also just colored them the same way I would bubbles as well. But just some random little pearls everywhere. Extra one up here. Just wherever you like. Wherever you like. And then for the octopus, we'll do another layer. Oh no, I just made extra layers for some reason. That's fine. I was preparing ahead of time. So for that, we're just going to do another circle. Kind of like that. Put it wherever it is that you want it. I already wanted it there. For this, I do the same. I just use the warp tool and I just bring up the head a little bit. You can do the same by doing your like crosshairs and like essentially you would just do your crosshairs like this and you would bring it to the point that you want it and then just join up. So either way you can do it. And then we'll give it some legs. I think I only give it 6. I mean, in my brain, this is an octopus, but in the same sense, you wouldn't always see, like, sometimes legs are behind, you don't always see them, so it's fine if you don't show them all. We can get the point across with 6. Or you can show them all. You can do whatever you want, really. And then we're going to give it a little face. And a big old mouth that's open. Because it's excited for some reason. It really enjoys being her hat. That reminds me of the movie Labyrinth. With the hat. Love it. Okay. And then the bow. So we'll do that on a new layer as well. For the bow, I don't do a circle. I do more of a rounded square. And then, I mean, however you want to do the bow, you could do it like that. You could do it like that. You could do like a triangular bow. Whatever you like. I'm going to do a little whoopity-doop. A little whoopity-doop. There we go. She's so cute. And then I probably reposition a little bit. Grab both and just move around. Just a little bit. I think more like that. Okay. And then we'll do the bubbles, but I would just, to save on layers, I would do on the same layer as the bow because neither one of them are all that significant. But again, just wherever you like. And it doesn't matter if it goes over the mermaid, under the mermaid. If you can see it, if you can't, it doesn't really matter. You just draw them. If it looks good, we put them in. If it doesn't, we just ignore them later on. It's fine. That one could be a bubble or a thing, I don't know. But there we go. And that's pretty much it, I guess. The only thing now is I go in and I really define the face. And we haven't really done that. But I want it to look a certain way. So I would bring, like, I'm going to bring this part out a little bit more and kind of square it off. And this is where I had an ear and then it caused the ear problem. Oh, darn it. I'm going to clear that actually. Because I forgot. I want drawing assist on it this time. So again, square out the face. There we go. And we're going to do the face. I just want to make note here. You want to make sure that this, however you do it, is shadowed enough. Because essentially that's what, like, she's leaning over. So that's why, you know, perspective-wise, her face is so big. Everything else is a little bit smaller. And then there's going to be a lot of shadow here because her head is there. So I'm only going to use the drawing assist for the eyes and then the eyebrows, and then I'll do the rest otherwise. But I always start with like big old eyes. Maybe not that big. Maybe that big. And then I move them. My eyes are always fairly... Oh. Whoa. Okay, well. My eyes are always fairly low, and they're also fairly big. And that's just how I like it. Especially with fairies and mermaids and stuff. I mean, you want them to be somewhat mystical, and I think a lot of that is in the eyes. So, ignore me here while I just fill this in myself instead of flood filling, because when you use it, when you flood fill with a with a sketch brush, it just looks ugly. That's my only reasoning. So there. Pretty good. I maybe wouldn't have had that far apart, but at this point I don't know that I can change it without redoing the whole thing. I guess I'm doing it though. I feel like this one, yeah. Like that. There we go. That's better. And I always just draw the eyes. Like this one, obviously it's going to get cut off, but I don't care. I'm just going to draw them the way I want to draw them. And the way I want to draw them changes from time to time. The way you want to draw a face hopefully changes as well. Otherwise you have that whole, you know, face, same face thing. I actually don't mind the same face thing as long as the face looks good. I'm like, woohoo, it looks as good as the last one. Oh, because it's the exact same? Woohoo! And there's, I don't know, there's something satisfying about coloring this in. So I'm just going to do some kind of big eyelashes there. A quick little there. And some lower lashes. She's looking kind of... I really like this eye. I don't know. And then we go like that. And then we put our eyebrows in, which for me, an eyebrow is just a big triangular shape. I always go for a thick brow. Maybe put in a couple things there. Yeah, she was looking pretty good. And then I'll do a new layer when I'm doing the face, because I don't know what I want to do with the nose and the mouth, but they definitely need to be not assisted, and I will move them around depending on how I do it. So my noses are always basic shaped noses. Like I think my style is like lazy chic. Just kind of, I think it looks good, but it's also because I'm lazy. Hands, I'm really trying to give more detail to, but noses are still just that. And then I always like to give a smirk. My mouths are always closer to the nose than they probably should be, but I don't mind. I think she is like a smirking kind of gal. And then a little hint at a lower lip. And that's it. She is done. And that's, I mean, that gives us to the hour mark. I don't know if you guys want to continue on and do the line art, or if you want to end here. It's kind of up to you guys, because I can do either. I kind of planned for this to take longer, so I'm surprised that I was able to get it done so quick. But yeah, any questions at this point? Do you guys want to keep going? Let me know. And I'm going to get a drink while you guys think on that. Eh. Okay, I'm back. I'm back from the drink. Oh, that sounds bad. I'm just drinking water. I'm not drinking. Back from the drink. I've fallen off the wagon. Oh my gosh, I need more water. um, yeah, the coloring does take hours. What brush is your eraser on? I don't know. Round brush painting. Um, the coloring did take me quite a while. I will say the coloring didn't take me as long as it usually does because I do the same trick. I use the canvas to like do the double, but I did do the hair even again more differently than I normally do, like even more differently than usual. So yeah, I don't know. I don't like the hair, but that's fine. That's what drawing is. You know, that's part of the process. But yeah, we can keep going. For those of you that don't like this part, though, you may want to close your eyes because I'm just going to merge all of this. Bloop, bloop, and merge down. Because look, I don't got time. We don't got time to go and do other stuff. And it's just a sketch, guys. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all because we can change it. I actually, when I'm doing my own art, I'll do this and then I'll do another sketch layer on top. So it's okay, Vicky. Take a deep breath. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, we'll work through it. But yeah, I would do another sketch layer. I think this one kind of needs it, but that's okay. So we're going to do a new layer. We're going to turn on our assisted drawing and go from there. Now, I will say I might have gone a little too fast because I could have probably erased some stuff, but that's okay. So yeah, I'm going to go and I'm just going to do the line art as I normally would. So inking, I'm going to use Studio Pen. My size is 25% right now. And again, that's pretty big. I don't know. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, so I'm just going to do the stuff that I want doubled up, obviously. And then we'll go from there. I might do the face just because I do like to do it. This is my line art? No. Gosh, no. I do work on some... Well, in my defense, I just enjoy that part. So a lot of times I'll sketch stuff that I really enjoy. Or I'll sketch things that, like, I don't want to forget. Actually, it's kind of funny in this part, I didn't actually do it, but normally I sketch, like, big cheeks. Because I'm like, ooh, I want cheeks. Things like that. No, I don't normally, like, yeah, I like it. Normally I wouldn't even sketch the hair or anything, I'd just jump into the line art, but I just like to sketch. I don't know. To me, sketching, I like that actually better than the drawing, the line art and all that other stuff. I just like to play around. But no, you're fine. I think I'm going to do the hands because I hate that the most. So I'm going to try, and I don't know if this is just me, but when I'm drawing, I like to have my hand here. I like to hold it. I don't know why, but sketching is, yeah, I find sketching to be the creative part because that's where you're like developing the character. That's where you're giving it personality. It's not, anywhere else. The line art, I feel like I still need work on line art because I feel like that's where it's like a make or break. And if you don't do it well, you can tell. And when I say when you don't, what I mean is when I don't. I can tell. Not like that. Oh my god, like what is that? See? Oh, see, I don't know about coloring being chill. Not for me anyway. I can't draw this finger. I feel like it did look good and then I messed it up. Well, that's the way it's going to be because I don't know that I can make it better than that. I hate drawing hands. Why did I put it in here? Could have just easily put her arms at the side. I wanted to make a tutorial that was like easy enough to follow, but still interesting enough to look at, if that makes sense. And I don't know if I did in this case. Why is that? I don't know. I also find that I'm getting to the point now. I don't know for anybody that's in my my coffee membership or my Patreon. I find like my tutorials are kind of getting away from even me. Like I have one tutorial that's like 8 parts because I'm now wanting to draw backgrounds and things. Like I really wanted to do an undersea background, but it's just crazy. For my line art, I just use a studio pen at 25%. I like it because it tapers. So you can see like it's got the end. The only thing I don't like is sometimes it gives you like a weird, oh, it didn't do it. Sometimes you can end up with like a circle at the end of your line art, if that makes sense. But for the most part, I like it, and I like that it makes it easy for me to kind of break up the line. Because I don't like to use, like, I break it up. I don't like to use a solid line, which is why I don't use reference a lot. Reference is really handy if you're doing solid, no break line art. You can just click reference, and then underneath you just color, which, Vicky, I don't know, that might be easier for you because yours tends to be at least somewhat solid like mine. I was just thinking about that actually because I normally like if I'm gonna paint it, so I'll do it like this. I'll do it quick. Oh, and I do have a palette for it. I did make a palette for it. I will make that available on my Patreon. Where is it here? Is it at the top? Yes, live mermaid tutorial. So, okay, I'm doing the skin. Normally I go in and I will draw along it and draw around it and whatever, right? And then, so it'll be like that, and then I flood fill. With reference, what you could do, I'm going to do another, which I only need one. I probably should use the color that I'm using. So I have a circle. You would just make this reference and then color underneath it. Okay, have a good day, Cindy. Thank you for showing up. You would just go like that. Yeah. I don't worry about that too much, but reference does make it a little bit. You do. You shouldn't, but you do. You remind me of me, Vicky. Not in a good way either. Sorry. Oh, hi, Marissa. Oh, and Sophia. Yes. You know what? Yeah, they are the worst. So I don't know how to make that better for you. But they are really hard. I have no idea what Toka Boca, am I saying that right, is? But I don't know what that is. I hope that was a compliment. I'm just changing my line art color because I realized that yes, I do have a an outline color for it. Quite fair. So her name's Vicky. She's amazing. Yeah. Sometimes with reference, not so much, but yeah, sometimes it can. Like if I did it here, let me do it quick, and then we can zoom in because I didn't really zoom in, did I? Okay, there's that. Make that reference. So you can see it's pretty much filled in. If you're having an issue with the jagged, it's probably, you probably just need to adjust. Like you can do color drop. So, okay, there we go. Color drop at 0. And you can see the jagged. But if you, let's zoom in so we can see here. So I'm going to do it again, color drop. See how it's jagged, and then as you go, you fill it in. it makes it nice and smooth for you. Where are we going here? I'm lost, sorry. Um, yeah, so that's jagged. Oh, okay. I'm glad it's a compliment. I've never even heard of it. I thought maybe it was a TV show. Obviously, I need to look into it. Um, yeah, a reference is not ideal for me at all. It's useful in some cases, but it's not something that I find helpful. So I don't use it. Oh, baby, waking up. Okay. Well, have a good day, Tasha. I'm jealous because I love babies. Not for myself, but sorry, what do you mean turn off your outline? I'm not sure what that means, sorry. Turn off your outline. I don't know what that means, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep on going. You know what? I think I'm gonna leave that for just coloring. Boom. Whoops. I like this weird. I gotta like join them in the middle here. There we go. I'm not gonna outline these because they're so small. What I'm gonna do is just color them in and give them the look. The look that I want. I'm actually gonna use that for that. Oh, yeah. If you go, like, if you recolor on on the reference layer, is that what you mean? That will get jagged, yes. But as far as color filling, you have to just kind of, um, oh yeah, like underneath. Yeah, if you want to like clean underneath, especially if you're doing like, if you're using the line art, but then you also want to make lineless, then yeah, it'll definitely be jagged underneath. And see, this is where like this line is really thick, like when I did my sketching. So I wouldn't want to do it like here because you're going to have it join in. It's not going to stand out. So definitely, I definitely want it more like the lower part of that big chunk of whatever. Nope. Okay, this part's kind of fun. I don't know how safe I am. I think that's as far up as I can go. Yep. And then the chin. Where do I want to go for the chin? Maybe here. Oh, no, I don't want a line. But I also don't want to curve. What if I go like that? We'll just do that. That's more of the shade because the bottom of my chin is a little bit straighter. So here's like, I would have preferred that part to be open, but it obviously looks not good if you do it like that. So we'll go like that. The head. Don't think I can do any more other than the face. I will do the face on the assisted layer, but I'm going to do it on a different layer because I always do the face on a new layer. It's how I go. It's how I roll. Oops, I went too far. And this one, it's kind of nice because it's just like fill in the shape and then flood fill the color. I will say, just in general about Procreate, I never trust the flood fill. Oh, there's that little circle that I was telling you about. If this was the real me, if this was like a drawing that I was actually trying to finish and professionally have it look good, I would not be just erasing and filling in. I would just redo the whole line until it's perfect, because that's just me. But I've already drawn this 3 times, and the first time was my, like, you know, my beautiful rendition, so I'm fine with it being a little bit... I'm fine with this being a little bit wonky, but you may want to redo. So here's one thing that I actually really like about this brush when it comes to the weird ball on the end. That's how I make my eyelashes. And I love that it's got like this weird little, I don't know. It kind of gives me like clown vibes. There's that clown with like the white face. I don't know. And I really don't like clowns, so I'm not sure why I do that. But I do. So I'm going to, again, I'm going to draw on the whole thing, even though I know that parts of it need to be deleted. I'm going to draw it all in, because at this point I don't really know what parts will be deleted. I'm going to also try to do it in a way that makes sense here. Let's get it done right. That's good enough. I can fix this part. Because it's my sketch and my line art are always going to be a little bit different. So, you know. That's just the way it is. So I'll leave that, because I'll then lower the opacity and redo that. I'm also going to take it off assisted and then draw the nose and the mouth, but I do keep it at the lower opacity just while I'm drawing. I find it just is so bright that it's like, I don't know, too much, kind of. It's like this huge chunk of my face, I guess. It's just a huge chunk of face just sitting there. So it like really sticks out from the rest of the line art. So sometimes it even distracts me. But there we go. I think she looks good. I love this idea of the bottom part. I don't know why I did it like that, but it looks so weird now. But we'll fix that. We're going to do the top part here. And I need this part. I think I want this part fixed right away. It's going to essentially decide everything. Where my eyebrows are going to be. All that stuff. I like it. I don't care too much up here because I do a lot of shading up there. Or a lot of line art, I should say, up there. It acts as my shading. I want that to be a little bit bumpier. And I'm going to go like that. Maybe draw this little guy in first before I do too much with the hair, because I know that I have to go around him anyway. Cute. Oh. I'm curious, do you guys use the right hand or the left hand? Or the, like in the preferences, you can choose to have this bar be on the left side or the right side. Do you guys prefer the left or the right? And whichever side you prefer, what is your dominant hand? Because I thought I should use the right side whenever I first got this, because it says something like, I forget the preference. What is it? Right hand interface. So to me, that means that somebody using this with right hand, that are right-handed, they would prefer that, right? And so I used it, and I was constantly like turning down the opacity of my brush to 0 too. It wouldn't be like a little bit, and I would be like brushing and brushing, and I couldn't like, I couldn't see it because it wasn't even there. It was so, like, it was so transparent. And I realized, like, later on, I was like, I thought something was wrong with my Procreate, my iPad, my pencil. I didn't know what was going on. And I was freaking out. It took me so long. And then I realized that it just lowered the opacity. And I was like, oh, it was an accident, you know? So then I just kept going on and on and on. And then I realized that I did it all the time when the bar was there. I was just constantly hitting it. Which might be, you know, a good idea for those people that, like, are like, ooh, should I get a glove? That might be one of those reasonings why you do. I don't have a glove, so I just changed over to the left. There we go. I'm going to put these bubbles on top, which is why, like, I kept that line there, because you would still see it through the bubble. So I left it. Though past me might have also taken it off. Okay. So here's where I don't like this. I'm going to go like that. It's a little higher than what I was supposed to, but I want that in the hair, not out. Oh, here's another good one for me. I get little dots everywhere. Oh, yeah. My pencil's the basic one. Like, it's the first one. So it doesn't have, like, all of the... Did I do that? I can't remember what I did with this hair. I think I did this. It doesn't have, like, the fancy little what have yous. I don't know why I bothered with that, because you really can't even tell. Maybe I won't bother with it. I can only imagine what I would do. Yeah, I like it. I like just the basic number one. I don't need anything else. I'm not fancy. And if I had, like, if I had another pencil that did all the other stuff, oh my god. I'd constantly be doing things that I had no idea what was going on. Like, that literally, like, a day of me trying to troubleshoot what was wrong with my pencil and what was wrong with my iPad and what was wrong with Procreate. And I really didn't want to, like, I was literally at the point where I was like, okay, I'm going to go in, I'm going to look, I'm going to try it one more time. And if not, then I was going to, like, back everything up and reinstall Procreate. And I really, really didn't want to do that because I knew it would take me forever. I go in here. What did I do? I think I did something to try and do something, but I don't want you. I don't want you. Go away. Oh, but then I don't want any of this. Oh no! If you ever have to do something like this too, you can just taper off your edges and it makes it a lot easier to join stuff back in. Not that I have to delete stuff often. Har har har. Delete stuff all the time. Really, a lot of what my drawing is just me trying to make it look passable. Like, if I shared this on Instagram, would you see that? No, you wouldn't, so I live with it. Oh yeah, I do. I'm always messing stuff up. I'm glad I could give you a hint or a tip. I don't think I want any of the, like, bells and whistles on the pencil. I just like being simple. I like the simplicity of what I do now. And so here is where I would then, I just essentially make an arc, a little like thing there, just to join them all and make it darker, because that's obviously where the darkest part of her hair is going to be, is at the root, because my girl don't dye it, so tis what it is. I assume. I just think dyeing it wouldn't, like, no mermaid is going to be able to dye their hair, I wouldn't think. Although, who knows? I mean, if they really want to, I'm sure there's some way to do it. But mine doesn't. So her roots are dark. I have to be careful that I'm not doing something weird here. There we go. I'm fine if you just want to watch. And then we're gonna go like this. Give her a little loop-de-loop. I'm gonna do a new layer, I think. What, did I not? I don't really want to, but I thought maybe I should. At this point, you might want to do a new layer for the starfish. I'm not going to. Queen! How are you doing? I was so upset the other day when I saw your live stream go and I was working. I'm gonna talk to my boss and see if I can just, like, schedule around. I'm sure she'd be fine with that. I hope you're doing well. I don't know what happened. I don't know what went down with this star. There we go. That's looking a little bit. Oh, geez. I can't promise that. Especially when it comes to work. I'm constantly getting myself into trouble. I don't know what's going on here. Not liking it. Okay, you know what? Fine, I'll just leave it as is, and that's fine. I tried to leave, like, I try to make the bottom, where the shade's gonna be, I would do darker. I'm not doing a very good example of it during the tutorial. But a lot of times, like in this one, the line art you can see is like less, and then you're gonna have the shadow here. This is actually the second one I drew too, so it's not even the best version. Well, I don't know. We'll see. This one might become the best one. But just kind of like things like that. If I know that this part is less noticeable, I would probably lessen the line art and thicken it at the bottom. Ooh, school trip. I wish. I have, like, a long time before I can retire. I would love to retire. I mean, maybe. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? Maybe, like, I'll win the lottery. The one time I decide to ever play it. That would be super, super, super. But yeah, I can see. I would definitely not care. I have people in my department that have been at that job since, like, well, actually, somebody in July, they will be celebrating their 40th anniversary with the bank. So they've been working at the bank longer than I've been alive. And I mean, she has no plans of retiring, but she's just like, whatever, I don't care. And I love it. I don't know what I'm doing here. You don't want to do that, like it's attached to. So you want it somewhere else. I just didn't know where I wanted it. I'll put it here. I think it was originally meant to be a pearl. But now it's going to be a bubble. And then the last thing I'm going to do is go in here and delete some eyebrows. I don't know why I turned the opacity down or off. Ew, I need it bigger than that. Be very careful at the one edge. You don't have to be careful at all until you get to that one spot. Oh, wow. I know you're not in Canada. I know you're just close enough that you can get Tim Hortons, so you're not really doing much for my country in the sense of military, other than I'm sure you help. But thank you so much for your service, because that's crazy. I couldn't do that. I actually did when I was a teenager. I wanted to join the army, and I was like, I had put through my application and everything, and what was I? Because I wanted to do, well, we have like a thing here that you can start when you're younger. It's, I can't think of the name of it. I'm sure you have it in the US as well, but I forget what it's called. But essentially, when you're younger, you could go into it. So I wanted to do it at like so I was 16 at the time, and I was like, it's a good way to like decide whether or not that's something that you want to do. You know, get in there and kind of get that done. See if I liked it. So I wanted to do that. It could, yeah, it's something like I forget the name of it. It had a certain name, but either way, it just seemed like a good idea. I mean, now I'm glad I didn't, but I did want to at one point, and I ended up getting blood clots in my lungs like 2 months before I had to go in and do the physical and all like other stuff because you had to qualify just like you would to go in the army and stuff. And yeah, I kind of blew that idea out of the water. But still, I mean, you know, I would have loved to. And absolutely, I have to thank you because you need to be thanked. That's not something that anyone can just do. I think you have to be a certain person to do that kind of thing, and it's a very selfless kind of career. So, thank you so much. Same with nurses, anyone in the healthcare. I think it's just the way it is. I don't like this finger. What if we do a bit of a... Nope, that doesn't make better. Just stop, Alicia, you're fine. There we go, line art, done. Yeah, like it does come with, I mean, it did come with benefits for the teenage thing, because I mean, it worked towards, you could get in, you did volunteers and things like that, so you could get your volunteer hours done, you could get like a recommendation into college, university, things like that. So I mean, obviously there's some benefit to it, but I'm pretty sure the benefits do not outweigh everything else that comes with it. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to use, I did change the names of some of these, but I wish they would say what the number is. So if you want to know, where is my value here? So there's the hexadecimal. So 1E0235 is the line art that I used. I meant to export that, and I will. I will export it so that you guys can have it. I'll put it on my Patreon or something. But that's it. We're done. That was exhausting. I don't know which one I like better. I think I actually like this version better, which is too bad considering I did a pretty bad job at the line art, but, well, what can you do? Oh, you have to find something else. I mean, finding something else is still... A change is nice. It's not bad. Alright, do we want to color? Or is there a certain thing that we want to color? Is a certain area that you would like me to focus on? I'm going to just start coloring, but if there's a certain area that you would like, we can do that. And also, people that don't like merging, look away. I'm only doing that. I would leave that unmerged. I really would. But just for the purposes of needing space. Yes, all the color. Okay. Well, we'll start. I always start with the skin because it goes at the bottom in my brain. So let's do that anyway. I wonder, can I actually use reference? I wonder if I can, because it would make things go a little bit quicker. But I don't know where I'll be able to use it. Oh, that worked. Continue. Doot. Doot. Well, that worked perfect. Done. Hair, of course. Oh, Diane, I hate hair. Well, the coloring should be your favorite part. If anyone, I don't know if anyone, oh, Jinkers, I did the wrong thing. No wonder. No wonder that one's so easy. I want to be down here. If anybody is interested in coloring at all, you should check out Queen of Flannel. Her work is amazing. And that's all I'll say about that. It is just amazing. I don't know if it's easier to go like that. Yeah, I think it's probably easier to just decide that this line is going to be closed than it is to color in. Coloring is something I actually really don't like doing. But I do love watching you color and watching everyone else color. Not everyone else, I guess, but the two people I follow, Queen and Vicky. That's it. Both of them, great channels. Both are great. Oh, I guess this is her, like, stomach. Yep. And I think that's it. It's good enough. Okay. So, line art's super easy, actually. Or not line art, sorry. The skin I find super easy. I always use a clipping mask. So I have here the darkest shade shading the skin shading for the shoulders. Skin shade, I can't say it. I can't say it at all. But the shoulders are more behind, so they're darker. So in there is just, it's just darker. So, yeah. So the darkest, again, I'm using the same pen that I inked with to color with. It's just easier for me here. Not me. It's the easiest to mess up. That's true. That's true, actually, especially with traditional, right? Because it's also the lightest color. So, like, if you took your, well, I mean, not always. If it's dark skinned, then it's not. For me, I generally do light skin because I am light skinned, and I just find that I can use myself as a reference, and it's easier, if that makes sense. And then I've kind of picked the colors, and it's worked. For black skin, I just find I can't, like, I love it, especially, like, dark skin with like pink hair or something. I love that. But I can never, I just find I don't do the skin justice and then I feel bad. So I'm like this beautifully tanned skin and it looks horrible. What I know is pale because I'm so pale, I'm so white, I'm translucent. So, you know, they say write what you know. I say draw what you know, I guess too. I don't know. But I always start with the skin. But it is really hard to mess it up whenever it's traditional. I don't know how many times. I remember one time working on something and I had the skin and it was done and the marker, what kind of marker is it? Alcohol based Copic, the Copic marker. I like pulled the cap off and the ink went everywhere all over the face. I was so upset. I was so upset I couldn't even the rest of the day. So just the darkest parts. I use this very sparingly. Um I don't use it much at all, but I do use a little bit. Just hit the darkest, especially something like this because the dark stuff is dark and you want it to be dark. And I do a mixture. I think there's like a rule that if you use highlight and you blend it out, you should use a solid shadow, or vice versa. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've heard that somewhere before. I don't follow that logic because I don't tend to use highlights almost at all. What I tend to do is like a white dot or something like that. Like I just don't really, I don't use a lot of highlighting. Like I said, lazy chic. I don't want to do a lot of work. And then clipping mask. That's it. So that's literally all I would do for that. The most part is in here. And then we're going to go to shade. Oop. I do it over top, but then I'm going to lower it as well. I just want to make sure that I hit all the parts where it's going to be. Because sometimes I do like to do like some smudging and whatnot. And then if you smudge up here and that's not covered, then it looks weird. So that's just what I do. I also will use this as almost like a an eyeshadow. As well. I don't have a name for what I do for shading. I just do what I do. No, I don't want that. I was gonna do something, but then I'm like, no, I don't. Okay. It's fine. I figured it out that I don't want it. And that's the main thing. Oh, there's a dot there. Okay. I don't really need it because I already know that it's all on that thing, but layer 2, please, so I can delete the dot. Oops. Not all of it, just the dot. But on this side too? No. Okay. Back to my color. So I would say that you could like grab the color from the reference, but Vicky actually shared the other day that when you do that, sometimes it doesn't save properly and it like desaturizes your colors and it can go a little bit wonky. So I'm just trying to go from memory on where I put everything and what I did. I don't know about that, but I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word that it's beautiful. Do I have two different colors? No, it just looks that way. My cat knocked over everything this morning. She's been hiding up in my, like, on top of my comics that are kind of stacked beside me, and then I have a shelf up there. And she's been hiding up in there. I don't know why, but it's annoying. It's totally fine that she does it. I don't really care that she's up there. I have a Squishmallow frog up there. Or rather, I did. She took it off the shelf, moved it onto the box of comics, and now uses it as a pillow. And I think that's just adorable. I don't know if the frog feels the same, but I think it's cute. And it's fine. She lays up there and we chill together and it's great. The only issue I have is that she then likes to jump off for some reason. Like, not even like she jumps off in this very, like, careless way. Like, I don't know. She could just jump in, like, small little spots, come off, and be totally fine. But instead, she's, like, free falling onto my whole setup for my computer and for my streaming and everything. So, like, my lights are all wrong because she did this, of course, like, 15 minutes before I was supposed to stream. And everything just got completely jumbled. My camera was upside down. My lights, like one of my lights is just gone. I don't know. She's a little monster. And she's old. Like, she's not, I want to be like, Little Puss, look, you are too old to be doing the things you do. But I don't think she'd listen anyway. Oh my gosh, our cats do that all the time. It's like, we have that like screen door that will open like on magnets, I think is what it is. I don't know. Um, and yeah, like the dog will go through it just fine. She like, well, it's not even just Little Puss, all of them will just do like this weird Superman fly right out the door. Like, I'm like, why can't you just walk through it like a normal person? You're so dramatic. There we go. Don't remember how I actually did this. I guess I could look at my own reference. Oh, look at actually. Those elbows look beautiful. That's not how I did this at all. Well, I don't know that your elbows are gonna look beautiful. But we'll try. This is where I should have had drawing assist on, guys. They make these tools to make it easier for you, but can I remember to put them on? No. That's better. Hmm. Did I do that even close to the same way as I did it on the other side? Probably not. I don't know what this arm is doing here. Okay. So I'll do that. I'm going to duplicate it as well. Move this one to the top. The one underneath the duplicate will be where I kind of shade or whatever you call it. I blended. That's the word. And to blend, so I use the blending tool and I always use airbrushing, the soft brush. I don't modify it either. And in this case, that brush size is 2%. I think I probably need it. Maybe like 3. And I just go over where I already did it just to soften it up a bit. It'll also bring it up here, and I'm fine with that. It kind of like helps me to shade where it probably should have been to begin with. I don't like that. Don't mind that. There we go. The nice thing about the shading tool too, I find like you can pretty much fix what you've done. So like if I did that and I don't like it, you can like dial it back, you know? I like that. I like tools that help me fix the mistakes that I make because they are aplenty. I just want that like that. Perfect. Same with here. Okay. I want to add my shoulders here. I'm going to stay on the same layer actually as the one that I'm smudging because I just want to use it to smudge. I don't actually want anything else from it. So I'm just going to go like that. And then smudge it in. Good enough. Oops. And that's kind of how I do it. Huh. Tammy, you're funny. Yeah, I used to do that too, but I found I just didn't have as much control over it, and then I didn't like it as much. Like, it just didn't, I don't know. It didn't do it. It didn't do what it was supposed to do. It didn't do what what it promised me, you know? So I stopped using that. But, two. Yeah, I used to do the same thing. Anyway. So I do the same with the face. I don't want to spend too much time on this because I know we also want to get to the hair. But I just, yeah. There's not a lot that I do with the face, and I'd actually probably bring it up a little bit more. To go like that. My favorite part is the cheeks. I'm going to go under this. Their cheeks. And for that, I use the airbrush. And I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. And I just kind of go ham wherever I want to go. I'll bring it up. And in this case, it's going to touch part of the fingertips, and I don't mind that at all. And that's how I do the cheeks. And that is also the color that I tend to use for my nose. And I'm glad I can change that now because it's really been bugging me. And then I'll also do it if I have, generally I don't have much of a mouth, but if I do have a mouth, I'll use it there as well. And in this one, just because I have quite a bit of arm here, it's like the arms, the hand, I would also probably do this. Juke. And then what I'm going to do is actually use this to kind of get it where I want it to go. I want it to go all the way up, but it's just easier if you have the smudge tool rather than using the airbrush, for myself anyway. I just find that I have more control. And then I can see here that I actually used, I think what I did was I just drew back on top of it. Like I drew the base color of the skin on top to give like a little bit of an outline. But I think what I can do is I can, oh no, I can't even because I did it wrong. So that's fine. I'll just go back, choose the base. And I'm just going to outline here. Ooh. Outline, please, with not even outline, but like follow just below the outline or inside of the outline. And I like to do that even on the face. I'll do it. It just kind of depends. I didn't even finish this arm, but I'll maybe just leave it so that we can keep going. But like I'd even do up here. I mean, there's at the same point, it's like when you have a shade and a highlight, right? Like there's always more than one light source, which is why I'm always like, when people are like, just pick the light source, I'm like, what? Like, which one? Which light source do you choose when there's so many? So I kind of throw that in there to just help out, I guess, really. I don't know. But I like using the cheek color, and if it kind of goes wherever, it goes wherever. Hi, Leah. Thank you so much for stopping in. That's really nice of you. I'm doing very well. I hope you're doing good. I'm going to put a little blush up on there too. Just 'cause. And there we go. That's pretty much the skin, actually. I was like, I'm just going to do this quick, but yeah. Okay, do we want to do the hair next then? Ugh. My most hated of hatefuls. So, at this point, I do always just merge down. She's done enough, and if I do need to change it, I can always just go on top. But you are welcome to have as much or as little merging of layers as you like. I don't know that reference is going to work when the hair is kind of like falling off the page. I don't know if that'll work. Oh, here, you gotta be careful of the small spots. Perfect. Ooh, it worked there too. I'm gonna fill that in as well. Is that it? And nope, it's not. I'm gonna do, oops. Inker. I kind of like her face better. I kind of like the whole thing better. Dang it, I wish I would have done a better job now on the liner and stuff. That's the way it goes. I'm going to do a clip art, but I am going to, oh no, it looks like it, oh no, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to clear it. I'm doing it again. Sorry, guys. At some point, I think probably when I was doing here, I must have clicked on the line art and it messed everything up. It will do that. If you click the line art, it will, like, it goes along the line art then. And it'll look ugly in the end. And, I mean, I'm not doing my very bestest, but I'm doing better. Like, I don't want it to look bad, you know? Oh, end up in here. Okay. So I always start with the base, and then I will do a clipping mask for the rest of it. And my hair, honestly, I have no idea how I do it anymore. It's just kind of, I just kind of do it. But we're going to start with the darkest shade, and this is literally just going to be like the under hair, and it depends on what you want the under hair to be. So for me, I'm going to say that it's probably going to start around here. And this is literally just the parts where it's going to meet the most area here. So you can already see this is the one issue with that. You're going to miss little parts. Oh, and you know what? I'm going to clear that because I want this to be assisted drawing. Assisted living, please. Thank you. Or assisted drawing, please. Jesus, assisted living. Erg. Okay. Like that. So it is literally just at the very darkest of the darks. And here I may put in like a line or two for other, I don't really like this. Even, you know what, I think I want to follow, there we go. That's what I wanted to do. Not a lot though. But I may put like one or two in. Okay. So this part I think is also going to be under, so I'm going to give it the darkest shade. Look at, see another little corner that it misses. This is the problem with reference. Do as I say, not as I do, and don't use reference. If you're ever like not sure what to do for a dark like for shadows and stuff. I find even these options do pretty well. Like if you use multiply, it will darken it. So I'm using just the same color that my base is, and then I'm choosing multiply, and let's just, like, we get that. Now I will say it is a little bit lighter, but you can also use other things, right? If depending on what look you're going for, right? You can use darken, which apparently does nothing. Color burn is one I like to use a lot. Linear gives you a good look. So, you can try them all out to see what you can kind of get there as well, especially if you're, if you're new to picking colors and stuff and you're not 100% sure. I pick my colors as I go. So while I was doing this palette, it was like I would try the under hair, and by the end of it, a lot of them kind of changed. So if you don't want the hassle, if you're not quite sure, you can always do that, and then it helps, right? Okay, so that part's done, and then the under hair. So at this point, when I do under hair, it literally means under hair, and I just make it the darkest color, and that's pretty much it. Actually, can I use reference? The reference? Oh man, that'll make that better. There we go. And then we're just, oh no! I just realized that I did it on top of my, like an idiot. Let's do a new one. There we go. And a lot of times I'll just leave it like that, and I didn't have assisted on. And I may change my mind about this streak. Like right now, I'm actually going to change it. I've changed my mind. I don't think I like it. I'm going to take it off and see if it looks better. What am I doing? Oh, my thing is different. I want my painter. I want this round brush. There we go. So I like to think of my hair in like layers, I guess, as well. So it's like the very back layer, the stuff that's in the middle, and then obviously the bangs and stuff are going to be on top. Yeah, we're coloring. I don't know if I'd call it a process. It's something. Just don't know what. So yeah, so I'm not sure. Do I like it with or without? I don't know. I feel like it's darker than this, so I'm gonna have to, maybe it's like an in-between. Mine is definitely a little bit of the chaos in there too. But that's okay. Sometimes you need it. I think what I'm gonna do is actually use my under hair color here then. I'm going to use this as the darkest part for this. Because I feel like this is like behind the body, but this isn't, but it's still under this curve, if that makes sense. So I don't want it to be the darkest, but I also don't want it to be the lightest either. So I'm just going to give it a bit of shading. Okay. And then, okay, then hair shade. Oh, I don't want to change color. So that's going to be the main color of that then. There we go. And then this will be used to shade up. And essentially, the further up in I get, the less shading I do. And much like the top, I do a lot of like big chunky kind of spots. And that's just, yeah, I don't know how else to describe it. I don't have time to fix every little dude. Come on, reference. This is why I don't use it. It's really why. Okay. So right now I'm just using like chunky parts. Like I'm not worried about too much detail. I kind of figure that stuff in at the end. I just want to lay down my base colors and go from there. As I do it, sometimes I will, like, do a large kind of whatever. It just kind of depends. And this is not on drawing assist either. Oh my god. I'm gonna need to, like, buy myself, like, a pin or something that has, like, assisted drawing on it. Just to remind myself. I'll just do it on this side. We're just blocking in and we're just working up. So the darkest is at the bottom and then it obviously gets lighter. And then certain areas, like, I'll still come back to this, so this might be what I call the hair shade, but I may still come back to this darker blue for areas like this, where it's really kind of a close meetup. Even here, I might use it. I'm definitely going to use it here. I may even use the darkest shade. Depends. And then, like, here, we'll do some of the dark as well. So even though it's meant for certain areas, it doesn't mean that it won't come back somewhere else. It's just the further up you get, the lighter it's going to be, so there's going to be less of this darkest kind of color. But even here, this is like where this is the color that I'd be using in here for the root area and things like that. And you'll note that I did not change my layers, which is probably a bad thing, but I do it all the time, so it is what it is. A lot of times what I'll do when I've done that is I will just kind of go away from it and come back with a different layer. And then this will just be the layer that we never talk about again. Shh. Exactly. We saw nothing. But I do wanna... Again, it didn't really bother this side. That's funny. So yeah, I'll just leave it alone and hopefully nobody notices. So I'm just going to go onto a new layer. Actually, I don't need this color for the new layer. I can go back. I can learn from my mistake. Is it this color? Nope. Which color is it? This one. Yeah. I'll learn from my mistake and go back the way I should have. And again here. Even kind of under him. I didn't put draw assist on, did I? I did. Alicia, stay in your lane. Learn what you're doing. Oh my god. This is just going to be a big old bag of do as I say, not as I do. Put on draw assist. I don't, but do it. Take off draw assist. I don't, but you should do it. Okay. And then, like, in the crevices of the octopus, not even like really under him, but these tiny little places. That's where the darkness lives. The darkness lives in all the tiny little places. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And I just keep on going. This will probably be as dark as I go, though. I wouldn't use my very dark unless, like, other than maybe in a couple of spots. Like in here, I think could probably benefit from the darkest. Yeah, I like that. And a lot of it, too, is just me... Is this one empty? I can't remember. Yeah. Just me going back and forth and deciding as I go. Looking back at it, taking it out, going back in, doing a little bit more. That's kind of it. I'm going to put drawing assist on here, and I'm going to try to remember to just stay below the line here. But we're just going to do the base and keep on keeping on. And like I said, I'm going to keep certain... Oh, see, now this needs to go below. There we go. I'm going to keep, like, the certain areas are essentially their own entity. Oops. So each little section of hair that I've done, that's what I focus on. Obviously, I want to make sure that it does look like it's kind of merging in sometimes, but for the most part, we keep our sections and we just bulk off. And I mean, although I don't know if, you know, I don't know what my art style is. I always, like, I call it kawaii, but I know it's not the traditional kawaii. But because I do tend to draw in the kawaii universe, I make sure that most of my art has, like, you know, the smoothness. It's not jagged, it's just smoothed out. Everything's kind of got that nice little... I don't know, gentle smoothness to it. Okay, turn off the assist. Here we go, I'm learning again. I'm growing. And we're going to move up. Here I'm going to get more into doing streaks, like I'm extending a lot more, because there's really not going to be a huge amount of shading up here. A lot of it's going to be in the kind of streaks here. There we go. Go like that. And we're just building it back out. The roots are always kind of the best place to start, because that's going to be the darkest part. It's always going to build out from there. And I don't really care if, like, when I'm doing the lines, I don't care, like, this one went off. I'm fine with that. It doesn't matter to me what they do, because it just kind of, to me, it seems more natural if there's, like, a hair that doesn't, like, when it doesn't join up perfectly. Nope, don't like that. There we go. Go over here on this side. I have not zoomed out a lot, so I'm a little worried. At this point, I'm like, I don't want to zoom out, because what if it looks horrible? But I also know I should. Again, we're just building on. There you go. What is that? That is the darkness that I don't want. Nope. Is it here? I don't think I need it that huge. It is not. Oh, I'm playing that game now. There we go. That's already looking pretty good. Not bad, not bad. I've already got the base. Now we're going to do the highlight. I'm going to do a new layer. So the highlight's kind of the opposite. There's more at the top than there's at the bottom. Just because there tends to be more light on the top of our heads. So I do tend to follow like a kind of arc around it like that. And stick to that, but I don't draw it in. I just keep it in mind that that's kind of what I want to do. And I did a lot of like big chunks in there in this one. I didn't like it, so I'm going to try doing like just little chunks of it instead of big chunks filling it all up. I'm just going to do little like, I don't know, little blobs of it, I guess. I kind of want something here. Again, I just keep using the like curved lines. I don't do any, I try not to do like any sharp kind of points, things like that. And there we go. Might even do a little bit like up here, right where the top, like where the hair kind of crowns out, I guess. But you can see I follow that. Everything takes like a rounded approach. And it follows like a little crown, kind of. Yeah, see, I like that better already. I will do more with it, but I like that already. I tend to do more streaks with it and stuff, but I'll show you how I do that. Same here. Change my mind on this one. Anything that goes down is generally dark. Like it's more dark than it is light. So I'm actually going to switch back here. Is this my color? Is the right one? Oop. Where are you? This is the one I want. I'm just gonna put a little doll up there. Yeah. Okay. Down here, obviously, there's going to be no highlight, so I'm just going to do like, oh, that's what I want to do. I'll just do it. This is like the base, and it would just go there. So where's my highlight? Because I think the base, yeah, is the next kind of lightest. So I'm just going to do a blob there for that. I should have put on. What can you do? Copy and paste it. Switch it around, move it over. There we go. And then, where was it? Here? Yeah. Oh, did I get? Oh, I did get it. Okay. Oh no, up here. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to do something that you've already seen before here. Merge that down. I mean, you've seen that a lot too. I'm going to do a clipping mask. just going to duplicate. I'm going to do the exact same thing. I don't know. This is probably cheating. Somebody watching this that actually knows how to draw is probably like, oh my god. But I literally take this is how I make my lines, so, and I will go kind of like crazy. Oh, you know what though? I want it above, not below. And I'll lower the opacity of the below just a little bit. And oops. And I just kind of, that's how I, like that. I don't know what to tell you. That's just how I do it. That's it. For smudging is actually the soft brush, art brushing. Or airbrushing, sorry. And then I just play around with it. Sometimes I'll bring in, like, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's not enough. So I'll bring in an actual line. And then I smudge that out. I'd use a dark, I'd use a bigger brush for that. And just follow the same kind of line. That's too big. You gotta keep the smudge brush fairly small to do it that way, though. And it all just kind of depends on the look I'm going for. I kind of like it for underwater because I feel like it just has that look, I guess, like that washed out kind of look. Which is probably why I like it for my underwater stuff. I don't generally use this technique for anything else other than underwater. And I don't use it on my dark. Just my highlight. And I just kind of go. And then you'll see here. I mean, you'll see in a second. I do lower the opacity just so I can see better. And then here I smudge. Just like normal. And then with a little bit more of the and you can see there. I'll just continue on. I think that's on this side and I don't like it. Oh, no, I didn't want to do that. I was smudging. I think it just gives it like a really pretty kind of sheen, especially for being like for under the water. And then I'll come in and I'll maybe lower my brush down to, what is that, 10%? And do like a line here or there coming from it. I might smudge that just a little bit, not a lot. Like I'm not looking to like distort it, I'm just looking to soften it. And there's that. And I will do the same That's actually the darkest, so let me do it on. Where's the one I want? This one. Duplicate. I'll do the same on this. I'll smudge it out a little bit. Just so that it's not so, like, stark. Kind of like that. Especially with a mermaid, I just want things to be soft. I want them just soft and light. It goes like that. And then I'll do the same where I'll draw like a random line at a lower brush size. And I follow it along. I'll do that. And again, I will lower it with just some softness. And then to kind of finish it all off, not drawing assist, clipping mask, I'll actually take the hair base and at that lower pen size again, I will do just some random lines so you don't even see it through half of it. But it kind of, I don't know, gives it a little bit of something something. Through the highlight. It's very hard to see, I think, but that's the idea. And I just kind of follow that throughout the whole thing. I need some more water, just a sec. Please make sure that you're taking drink breaks and snack breaks if needed. Okay. So I'm just going to kind of keep working on that. And if you see me do something that I didn't already mention, let me know. I can try my best to answer. Yeah, I did. Look at that. I did put it on that layer. I will say too, this process takes a lot longer than what I'm doing. I probably go over it a few times and with multiple layers and redo and all kinds of stuff because it does take quite a bit of time. Especially for the desired effect. Oops. Always check your layer. Hmm. It's a very monotonous process. I will say though, I do generally do it like this too, like very like haphazard, I guess, or quick. Like I go in the, I kind of set myself up to be in the position that I want the strands to go, but then I just go nuts. I find with something like natural, like hair, sometimes it's just better to just go nuts. There we go. And then I do the same with the shadows. I do the exact same thing. So what's this? Is my copy that? Yeah, it is. Okay, perfect. I just do it a little bit, I guess a little less haphazard. But I will also do it kind of crazy. It just depends on my mood, I guess, really. Thank you, Tammy. Oh, I don't like that. I need it less. I just don't like that as much. I will also sometimes just Gaussian blur this. So you just go effects, Gaussian blur. I generally don't go past 5. And that's it. Back to my main color here. Okay. No, I don't want that there. I thought maybe I did for a second, but I don't. I find the putting in even just the baseline or the base like color, I find that tends to make it look good. Thank you. Hey, thank you for showing up. How have you been doing today? I wish I could draw and color hair the way you do. Then I'd be really happy. Go like that. Sorry, my husband was texting me. Did I do this all the same? I didn't. Good. I really want to put a shadow down or a highlight down there, but I don't know how Gaussian blur will do with this. How it'll affect my lines. I just want to see. Like, I really just want like maybe 2%. Yeah. And there we go. Okay. Okay, and then finally, I will also put in some of just the dark. Some more of the... Sometimes, depending on, like... Here, I don't want to be... I think I'm going to go a little bit higher to, like, what is this, 15? Oh, I want to go to this one. I want to know what that one is. Yeah, 15. I'll do, like, a thicker kind of swoop. Sometimes with those. That kind of thing. I haven't forgot about this guy that's like actual shadow in there. I do the exact same thing with him as I would anything else. Wondering if I can get away with this. And I do keep it on, like when I'm drawing something like this over top of its own color, I will keep it within its color, like I won't go over into that, or at least I try not to. I can't say that I don't, but I try not to. Just a little line here and a little line there. These ones I may keep to the one side. And I do the same up top as well. Do that, and I would fill that in. Which gives it just kind of a break. As far as my coffee shop goes, I prefer Patreon because it now offers things that I didn't have before, which is why I went to coffee. But now that it has it, like it has the free and that kind of stuff, I want to go to Patreon. However, that being said, until there's no members in my coffee shop, I will continue to do it. And I mean, if that means that if more people join or people decide they want to just stay with coffee, I will stay with coffee. I'm not going to close one until, like, unless everyone is moved over or whatever. So as long as there's members there, I will keep my coffee shop going. I will not. You'll get the exact same stuff that Patreon gets. There's going to be no difference other than I probably will stop kind of advertising my coffee shop soon, and I think I can turn off memberships so that I won't have new memberships there. But no, as long as I have a membership there, you will get the same treatment. But I do like, for people who are, membership, wondering which one they should go with, I like coffee because it was free to join, like free to follow. So I could offer free stuff there as well. Now Patreon is also free to follow. So I like that feature because I don't think that you should have to pay for everything all the time. In fact, I don't like charging people anything. I wish I could do it all for free. But alas, this thing called life means that I have to charge for certain things and try and make some money off of my art. So, I mean, it gets ya. But I just find that Patreon has like better things like statistics and just more options. And I mean, it's the one that is the best known, right? Like everyone knows what Patreon is. So that's where I'm going with that. Okay, this isn't done by any means, but you get the gist of what I'm doing. But this is it. So the thing though, like you can tell there's quite a big difference between the colors and stuff as far as vibrancy. That's because I did a lot more highlighting here than I have done here yet. Like I put a lot more into this. This is like first layer. This is base layer. I would then build up. But what I did to get like that little bit of kind of shimmer shine, I can't even remember exactly. I think I did color dodge, maybe? I can't remember. We'll see. I can't remember what color I did either. But I just like randomly put, yeah, that's what it was, flicks in. So you can see that there. I put like lines in because I just thought, you know what, why not? I think with mermaids and fairies and stuff, you can get away with that, right? So why not? So that's what I kind of did just to like, just think of it a bit of a boom, like a little boom, you know? And really, if I'm doing the light there, I can even do one here, maybe even there. Ooh, actually, I wish I would have done more down there because I like that. like all my other art, I mean. Just to give it a little bit of a what have you, right? So I did that as well, to give it a little bit of a whoosh. And then that's that. Oh, you know what? I don't mind. Like, yeah, it's a little bit. Right now, I'm moving everything from my coffee to my Patreon, so that's a little bit of a pain. But I have most of it done. But I mean, I don't mind. Really, it's all about reaching out to people, and if it's easier for them to reach out to me through Patreon, then good. If it's coffee, then good. I mean, I'm happy either way. Who knows, in the future, I may change it up, but there we go. I do actually have plans for another tier. I think I'm going to change up the tiers a little bit. Nobody would lose anything, but oh, hi Katie. Well, oh, just found me today. Oh, that's nice. Well, hello, welcome. Thank you for watching. I don't mind sharing. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Oh, I didn't even finish this part. I hope the people that are nervous about our anxious mergers aren't looking right now, because this is gonna look messy. That's okay. For the purpose of the tutorial, it's fine. That looks better. Okay. What's the next thing that... Is there anything else that you guys want to see colored? I'll make this maybe bigger. Ooh, make the whole thing bigger. I think really the only other thing that was kind of interesting, maybe the tail, maybe the octopus. I mean, I can just keep on going. This is literally what I do too when I'm drawing. I just merge everything that is done and move on. Add a new base, keep on doing the same process. Alrighty. I'm on the tail now, so that's perfect. Again, starting with the base. Oh, I have reference on, don't I? I do. Yes. I mean, it doesn't work for any of my art generally, but when it does work, sometimes it's just really satisfying. Okay. The tail is really easy, actually. So I just take it. Should I do assisted? Let's do it. Let's just go crazy. Let's go crazy. So we're going to go the darkest. I'm going to go to airbrushing. And what are we at here? Probably going to go for like 6. And I just... That's it. I feel like I'm underselling it, but it really is very easy. And I'll blend it back a little bit more. And then we'll do the next color. I'm going to keep that on top. Tail shade. And that's it. That's literally it. Ah! Where's my assisted? Okay, and then just shade it back. There we go. One more clipping mask. And then we're just going to do that. And that's pretty much it. There. That's like the whole base of it. Then I come in. Up. And let's grab, I think I did What did I do? What did I do? Some of these I did do more than one thing for. I think the under hair is what I used. Clipping mask. I'm pretty haphazard with this too, so I'll do like one in the middle. Oops. I want to be inking again. Same. Throw your pen down. That's the most important step. Same studio pen is what I use. We're gonna go like that. I don't have drawing assist on, which is fine for the first one. I meant to do that. And just go. I wouldn't actually use drawing assist for this, just because I like the haphazardness of it. But for the time factor, we'll just go about. And then, yeah. Nope, I don't like that. We'll leave that out. And just the basic scalloped tail. Oh, I remember why I made that one weird. There we go. All the way along. And that's it. And maybe join this. Oh, maybe not. Oh, right. I didn't do that one with the drawing assist. And then I put on Alpha Lock. I go to the airbrushing. And then I would essentially just lighten it up. So I'm going to keep it that color because I think that is what I used. And then I'm going to go to the tail shades. Yeah. And just kind of go over top. Done. So there's not a lot of places that I use white, but I did use just pure white here. Just for highlighting. And I kind of went ham on it because I really like, just, I don't know. I just liked it that way. How did I find my style? I didn't. I don't think I have yet. I have no idea. I will say, and actually I'm working on a lot of like activities and stuff, but I'm doing I guess it's like an activity sheet. For me, I just essentially drew faces over and 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 over again for the 100 face challenge. That really helped. Because it got to the point where I started drawing faces the way I liked them at that point. I started out like, this is not what I used to draw. Like, I used to draw the semi-realistic kind of stuff. And I love to look at it. I don't love to draw it. So, I mean, I hate saying practice, but like little challenges like that where it was like, draw 100 faces. That was a big one because it got to the point where I got kind of tired of what I was drawing, so I drew faces the way I wanted to draw them. And then it slowly evolved. I kind of was methodical about it as well. I kind of did like a bunch of different things. But like I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to find my style. So I sat down, I looked at all the artists that I really, really like, and I just kind of copied them, is really the word. Not really copied them, but I'd write down like what it is I liked about them. So like one of them made really big eyes, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna draw my girl with big eyes. And it got to the point where it was like, okay, but I don't like, certain combos and things like that. And otherwise, I'd say I just drew a lot. And I ignored people when they told me they didn't like it. Because I get a lot of people that tell me that they don't like my art because the eyes are their number one reason they don't like it. And they'll say to me all the time, like, if you just like, if you would just put like a little light, a little shine in the eye, it would look so much cuter. Or it would look cute. Right now it looks kind of creepy. Maybe add a little eye shine. I get that all the time to this day. I still get it. People still say it to me all the time, and that's fine. If you like an eye shine, go for it. I like an eye shine. It's not like I don't. I don't like it for myself, but I love to see it. So stay true to what you like about it. Don't let other people tell you that you don't like it. Yeah, kawaii, the eyes are definitely like they stand out. Especially my kawaii style. Like there's different styles of kawaii too. And there's creepy kawaii, there's all kinds of stuff, right? So, it's kind of hard to like to say that one thing is kawaii and one thing isn't because there's so many genres now. Um that's the tail, guys. It's not impressive at all. It's just a little dot here and a little line there. As far as what was the other question? Sorry. Who are some of my biggest influences when it comes to making art? You know what? Just give me one quick sec. I'm going to like hijack my own thing here. Ignore me. Because if you're going to ask me that, I'm just going to show you. And one person, if they're still here, is amazing. I don't know. Am I allowed to post links? There's one. She's amazing. Really, if you go to my Instagram and you look at any of the people on there, you'll know that I love them all. I have literally like so many that are amazing. There it is. Kind of probably, I think the thing I love about her art the most is that I've seen the evolution and it's amazing. It's beautiful. It's so like, I don't know. I don't even know how. It's almost like watercolor without being watercolor, if that makes sense. Like she does things I don't even understand. And I love it. Who else do we have? I'm just going through my feed right now and all I'm getting are like best friend things because that's all my friends send me is this like all these like book your vacation with your besties. So now that's what I see all the time are just weird videos about best friends. So like I've lost my art. That and cats. I'm getting a lot of cats. I can't complain about that though. Oh, here's another one. I love this because their art is just so like different and cool and I love the colors and like she's just amazing. Honestly, her work is beautiful too. Like it's just beautiful and it's so unique. It's so unique. And I don't know if she goes by Lay or Lai or Leah or Lee or who knows. But I love her stuff too. Is amazing. What else? Pixels and Treat. Treat is, I mean, Treat just is a treat. Completely and totally. Again, for her, like a lot of them, honestly, it's the coloring that kind of drives me insane. Like it's so good. And then of course, I kind of have to name Taddy because, she's pretty much been the one that's like helped me to do all kinds of stuff with my art. She's given me the confidence and being in her club with people like Cindy, who is amazing. I just put my thing away, but Cindy's amazing. Vicky's amazing. Like it's a club full of amazing artists, but also just amazing people. And that helps for sure. That helps, like to be around people that are supportive. And that's what I kind of aim to be. I love like I want everyone to be happy in life because we really only get the one. So if I can help you feel happy about your art at least, then I'm happy. So that's what I love about the Kawaii Drawing Club. Is it's a great club, and it's one I aspire to be. Um, but yeah, the other three, those are like my top three probably. Well, actually, you know what? Tammy's up there now too. Um, okay, I'm gonna break the rules again. Sorry, I gotta pull up Tammy's too. I don't know if Tammy's still here. I don't know if you can even link to your own stuff or if you can do a link. But Tammy is like, she's one of my supporters, but we did meet in the Kawaii Drawing Club, and she does my tutorials like, I mean, bet so much better than myself that it's kind of like, you know, it's like, I'm supposed to be teaching you. Why are you? But that's okay. That's exactly what I want out of life. I love her art too. The first time I ever saw her do one of my tutorials, I was just like, wow. Like, that's what I wish my art kind of looked like. It's like, it's so light and just airy, and the colors are so nice. She's amazing. Um, I could go on. There's so many. There's so many. I love them all. There's so many artists. Um, you show me somebody that draws, and I probably would love them and could definitely find something that I find irresistible about them. But there's a lot. There's definitely a lot. I would say, go to my Instagram and check out everyone I follow because they're probably either amazing people or amazing artists or both. So. Oh, you're here. You're here. Well, there you go. You're welcome. Your stuff is amazing. I tell you that all the time, I know, but it really, really is. It is beautiful. I'm just looking through Instagram myself because I'm like, ooh, everything's so pretty. Anyway, back to color. We gotta get this done. But there's a lot. There's a lot. Thank you for the question. Oh, thank you, Katie. Thank you so much. The shirt's an easy one too here. Did I do a new layer? I did. Oh, wait. Right. Yes. Reference comes and saves the day. There we go. Shirt shade. Say that one 10 times fast. Holy jinkers. Clipping mask. So this is where I'll the shading of the shirt is where the ruffles kind of come out. You can see them a little bit better. As stressed out as I was about this live stream, I'm actually really enjoying it. I hope you guys are too. It's kind of nice to have something planned. Normally I just wing it. I tend to be a fly by the seat of my pants kind of gal, The only thing is I've now drawn this 3 times and I'm like, this is it's my only thing. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. No worries. There's always the lag, You are amazing. Seriously, it every time I look at your art, it literally blows me away. And I always am just kind of I take a little bit of pride. I have no reason why, or no reason why I do. I have no idea why I do. There we go. That's the word I mean to say. And I have no reason to. I have no right to take any kind of pride, but it's like I'm proud of myself for being like one of your very first followers. Like, I'm like, I was there from the beginning. I have like that. Like those people that love Taylor Swift and always have, you know, they're like, I've been there since the beginning. You guys aren't true Swifties. That's how I feel about you and your art. I'm just like, the people that like your art, I'm just like, yeah, you don't even know how great she is. You're not true lovers. I am the one true. And I don't know why. It's funny though. But I love that you get better and better and better every single one. So you're very welcome for the mention. I'm blushing because I kind of thought you guys both had left. Now I feel embarrassed. I feel like I just got caught by my crushes, you know? Yeah, you can't go wrong following any of them. They are all amazing. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. There's no need to thank me. Actually, you know what? There is. You should thank me by offering prints so I can buy some. That would be nice. I would appreciate that. Unless you already do. Have I not noticed it? I'd be really upset if I'd never noticed it from this point in time. I got some prints from Treat and they were amazing. I don't know, do I have them? I do. Here's one. I have it on my board. I'm going to show you this. Oh, the exposure is really far down because I can't see it. Just a second. Do. Let me lower my exposure here so that you can see it better. It's so pretty. I don't know. Can you see the sparkle on that? And it's perfect for Mermaid, guys. It's beautiful. I love Treat's art. And it's so cool. Like, I don't even understand. I don't understand how it's so cool, but I wish that mine was that cool. Sorry, now I gotta fix the camera again. There we go. I feel like I'm working in the dark. It's very bright here, but with my cat messing up my whole system, it was a little rough. You've been here since the beginning? Oh, well. That's okay. I don't mind that. Thank you for being here. You should do a YouTube channel because I would love to see your process. Boop, doop. Oh, yeah. Like, it's beautiful. But yeah, those are like my top 3. Top 4. Every time there's like an artist follow where they're like, put your comment and say what you draw. I'm always like, don't follow me. My stuff's not great. But follow these 3 people. Like, they deserve it. Their art's beautiful. And they don't get enough recognition. It's the one thing about Instagram. None of them do. All 3 of them should have like tens of thousands of followers. And they just don't get enough love. So. Okay. And then the shirt highlight. The highlight's pretty simple. I don't really do a lot with it. I didn't even change the layer. Oh man. Some people are gonna just hate me today when it comes to layers, but what can you do? It'll be fine. I'm not going to put any in here because it's so dark. I kind of like the idea of putting it along the line. Do that. I didn't do that properly. That's okay. I did it right on the other side. And I have 2 other copies of this, so it's okay. It just kind of sucks because I like this drawing better, I think. Oh well. And there, the shirt's done. Shirt's down. Next. You know what I'm going to do next because it's been bugging me this whole time? I'm going to do some white under the eyes because that's been bugging me. There we go. Okay. The starfish. Let's go. Palettes. Starfish base. I like that pink actually. Yeah, I think the face is like smooshier. I like it better too. Dang it. Of course, 3rd time's a charm, you know? I'll have to post it now and be like, which do you like better? And why is it the 3rd one? Actually, the first 2 look very similar. I was kind of surprised at how close I got them. But I didn't color the 2nd one all that much because it was more of a practice for me. Starfish shade. And then I don't actually know how to draw a starfish, so then I just did little circle dots leading up because I feel like I've seen that before. A lot of times I'm like, I don't know how to draw something, so I just made it like this. Like I did the one tutorial for the club, and it's the mermaid blowing the conch shell. And I realized that I wanted to put like a little bit of a border, but I was really running it like I was under the gun. Like it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, Thursday morning, and I needed to get it out. And so, yeah, I just kind of made up how to draw coral, and I just did like a little like floof kind of on the bottom and was like, I really need to learn how to draw that. It was pretty bad. But I think it looked cute anyway. Yes, thank you. I mean, the hair's half done. I don't like the hair on this one. I tried something new, and that's kind of the problem. I don't know how I want to draw hair, and I don't remember how I draw hair generally. So, like, I'll draw hair, and I'll be like, oh, I really like that. And then I'll go to something else and be like, I don't like that. And then I'll do it again, and I'll be like, how did I do it? Look, like, how, I feel like I did it the same way, but it always turns out different, and I don't know. And I don't know if I should go more simplistic or not. I just don't know on a lot of things. But it's fine, it's fine. I'll figure it out. That's part of the process, you know? But yeah, I definitely like the face more. I think, too, there's more white of the eyes. She just looks kind of younger in general. I've given her, like, a facelift, I guess. But, oh well. Okay, and then, so for the pearls, did I do that all in one layer? Whoops. Yeah, well. The pearls, I did the same color as the starfish, so the starfish base. I believe. Actually, no, you know what I did? I used the skin. That's right. Oh, yeah, look at highlight right there. I thought I just used that, but I didn't. I used this. And then I used it for the base of the pearls. because I was like, hey, that's a pearl color, right? These are obviously fake pearls because they're perfectly round. Because pearls are expensive even if you live under the ocean. And then I think I used the starfish base for that. I can't really tell. Yeah. And I just went, what did I do? I just went like this. Oop. Yep, that's what I did. Little bloop. There we go. And then I used white again, I think, here. I'm all like, I never used white. I've used it 3 times now. So I'm a big fat liar. And then I just did a little, like, ball at the top. I did the exact same. I did the bubbles the same way, just blue. So just a heads up. But there's that. Cute. And actually, I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the windows, or the windows. If we do the windows now, I'm going to do these guys. And I forgot about reference again. Nope, don't do that. Okay. I actually do want this one on a different layer, because what I would do is make that lighter. So when I'm done, I'll end up like lowering the opacity, which really that's just going to be that and white. So I guess I could do that now. With maybe a little bit, I feel like that's the darkest hair shade. There we go. Yeah, that looks right. What is that? Stay in your lane there, mister. Yep. I also like doing this with like purples in there instead, or greens. It can be really any color. They're bubbles. They're just magical in themselves. But I did plan this kind of last minute, so I didn't have a huge amount of time on figuring out what I wanted to do. I really want to do like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to ask. I don't know if well, actually I have some coffee members here and some Patreons here. I don't know, would you guys like a background kind of month where we just do backgrounds? Because I have fallen into this like, I don't know, background hole where I'm just constantly drawing backgrounds or wanting to draw backgrounds. And I've put some in our tutorials and stuff so that, you're getting a little bit, but I kind of would love to do like maybe just a basic like bear month. Like, maybe like a teddy bear picnic kind of a theme or something where I can use then that as an excuse to do more backgrounds. I don't know. I just really like doing them. I wanted to do like a whole underwater background for this thing, but I did not. Okay, finally, we're almost done. Yeah, like something like that. Where we could do even just background elements or something, I don't know. Okay, we're gonna do the octopus and then we're done. I can show you how I did the background, but it was super easy. Did I have to merge any of that? I can merge that down. Merge. One more thing. And pay no mind if my dogs start to freak out. So the bottom base and the top base. So just gonna go like this. And bloop. Although, did I never give her a tongue? No, I didn't. Well, what can you do? I'll take this color and make it the tongue. Oh, it's not gonna let me. Can I just, there we go. Perfect. Done. Tongue. I wanted this to kind of look a little bit like see-through, I guess. So here we go. Octopus, the darkest shade. I wanted it to kind of look like jelly, I guess. So I did like a little loop there. And I don't actually do anything to it. I don't like soften it in any way. Then I use that. That. No, I didn't do that. Use a different light color for that. I did it here. And then another one. And I just used my normal shade. Oop. I think I need to be clipping mask. I'm gonna put it down under here because I go under. And then go like that. Okay, so then we do the lighter. We're gonna do like the pink on top, and I essentially just airbrush the rest of this at this point. So the purple, let's see here. Purple is going to be here. Where are we? Airbrush. And I use that to kind of like soften it out. And then the base part, I'm gonna do, I guess I'll do another one here. The top for the pink. Is that the base? No, I can't remember. Yeah. I just did that. And we went. Oh, thank you, Katie's daughter. Thank you. Cindy. Hey, I know. We're continuing on. We are almost done. We're very close. But we wanted to do the coloring too, so you know I can't say no. But we're almost done, and then we're gonna go, and I'm gonna go garden. And then next, I use the pink shade, and I just airbrush this as well. And we're just gonna go on top of the bow, that area. Top still. Oh, I need clipping mask on, and then where's my highlight? I feel like I had a highlight for this, maybe I don't. I'm gonna go like this and just make it darker because I want to. And then I painstakingly went through and I dotted it with white. So I lowered the brush and I legit just like went like that. And you can't even see it on the screen, so it makes even less sense to do it. You know what I need to do is make a brush of just like these kinds of things, because I do a lot of them. There we go. I'm calling her done because you can't really see that anyway. And then the bow. Let's merge that, merge that, merge down. The bow, I just use the tail colors, the tail base. And the tail shade. I don't shade this much, like, it really doesn't need a lot. And I'm actually using the airbrush here because reasons. I don't normally shade with the airbrush. I should. Why do I not? I don't know. I guess I like to be, I like the pain of going in afterwards, I guess, and smudging it. That makes no sense. I think it's because I like more of a, like, I like it to be kind of a harsh edge and then go into the smooth, so it makes it harder. And then the light highlight. This I just have fun with. I need my inking back. I can't handle the fuzzy edge. I like a crisp edge. A little there. And that's it. That's it, guys. For the background, all I did was I took this color purple. Oh, let's merge down for those merge. For the anxious mergers. Let's do that. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Oh, I forgot. Reference. Okay, look, I just want to flood fill the whole thing. What's going on? Oh no! I just realized. I'm an idiot, is what I realized. I'm a dingus. Okay. Okay, what is happening? There we go. The Procreate went a little nuts, that's fine. Okay. Look, if you're not going to behave yourself. So I did that. And, oh look, there it is there. Wow. And then I took the light, and I just airbrushed. So I took the darkest of the, obviously I use this. I airbrushed it, and then I just softened it. That'll be good. Until it was nice, and I just kind of go to where I want it. That's pretty good. Move it to the bottom. Ta-da! And it's done. And close the reference here. And that's it, that's all. I can't believe that I did that in 3.5 hours. It looks almost as good, I would say, as what would take me normally 12. So I don't know what takes me so long. Clearly I go over and over and over things, and I maybe don't need to. But I do. And that's just me. So that's it. Does anyone have any questions or comments before we go? I really enjoyed this. I don't know. I might have to do this. I might have to make this a... Ew, why is that grossness and not the white that I want? It's still not the white I want. There we go. I may have to make this like a common occurrence. Thank you. Any books that I recommend? You know what? I've never once read an art book. Um, that's probably like horrible. People are like, oh my god, I know. But I've actually been asked that before, and they're like, what books do you recommend? I've never read a how to draw book or an art book of any kind, so I don't even know. Um, I would have no idea. I did a commission where I did the art for a tutorial book. And, well, I did like I did the tutorials for the tutorial book. I can't even remember the name of that book. Um, oh, that sounds bad. But I don't actually, I've never actually read a book about art. I only read, romance and, well, you know what I read, Siren. But that's about it. Um, I also read a lot of like how to be an entrepreneur books. So like I'm just reading the 48-hour weekend, and so far that has been great. But I don't read any books that have to do with drawing. So I wouldn't be able to recommend any of those, sorry. I mean, I put out tutorials. I've got lots of tutorials on my website. But I don't do tutorial videos because I don't know how. Honestly, I don't. So I've tried, but I can't. I do have another one I am going to try though. So we'll see how that goes. Um, but no, I don't know any books, sorry. Honestly, I just draw. Oh, good, I'm glad. I It'd be better if my camera system worked a little bit better. My lens to help with the lighting and stuff flew away. Like I don't even know where it is. I lost it. Um, so that's good. I mean, it happens all the time. Every time on a live stream. That's just the way it goes. But yeah, I'm glad I could I'm glad I could be helpful at least today. But I think I'm gonna go, guys, because I'm tired. I haven't moved in 3 hours. I need to go and do some gardening. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and you know what? I really, really enjoyed this, so I'm definitely going um, to do this again for sure. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Bye. I don't know how to leave or end. You're welcome. You're welcome. Excellent. I will make known. I'll maybe make it known a little better than I did this time because this was kind of a spur of the moment, but I will definitely make it known. Have a good day, guys.